Hello, good day, everyone. Thank you so much for continuing to follow me. I am doing a 2025 update, existing to surviving. As we all know, that 2025 has been another era of unprecedented times. And so it's definitely been a very educational time and a time of many different types of roller coasters. So, uh, one of the major milestones this year is that I completed my integrative paper where I did a phenomenological study on how mental health providers provide care, mental health care to English-speaking Black Caribbean communities, where I looked at mental health. I did a semi-structured interviews with mental health care providers who provide care to English speaking Caribbean populations in Trinidad and Tobago, in the US, as well as Jamaica. And I was able to complete 11 out of 12 interviews, and I was able to analyze and do thematic coding to come up with four major themes. I wrote my paper. There's different versions, and I'm so grateful to my integrative paper committee and my advisor because universe know that the spring semester of 2025 was a challenge in many unanticipated and anticipated ways. And I was also finishing up my Latin American Caribbean Studies certificate. So I was taking one more course, and but I was able by May 31st, everything was completed. I had um, gotten accepted with major revisions from my integrative paper. And May 31st, I resubmitted it to my committee. And then as of July 2nd, I got word from the graduate school that I'm a PhD candidate. So it is very much official. And no worries, I have been celebrating the moment that I had submitted my integrative paper to when I had knew what my integrative paper results was, accepted with minor revisions, and when I submitted the revisions. Um, and so it's definitely a just doing this kind of intellectual labor. I definitely had to shelter away to kind of like hide away sometimes multiple times during closer to the ending of the semester in order for me to just really focus on this because I was doing something completely new that I hadn't done before and that I was learning the ropes of how to do. And this is a project that's near and dear to me, and I am the lead, i.e. and also only person that is doing this. My advisor and others is providing guidance and support, but in the end it is all up to me. And so I am very much proud that that is over and done with. And so gonna go over the spring, summer, what my fourth year is going to look like and some thank yous. So with the integrated paper, finished the data collection, data analysis, I finished my um, course for my graduate certificate, Poetics and Black Feminist Imagination, where I had to write poetry for the first time in my life for a class, original poetry, and learning about so many amazing and phenomenal Black feminists, authors and poets and Black feminist theorists. And so part of the end product or deliverable for the course was either a 12,000 to 15,000 word like poetics essay, which I was not going to do, or a chapbook of original poems. I think 12 original poems. Some that I wrote and revised throughout the course of the semester, and some that were original to me. And one of them I had written was one called Mental Health Ain't a Luxury. And so it was a lot of intellectual challenges and creative and innovative challenges as well too. But in the end, I was able to complete it. And trust me when I say that I had to lean on my supports very much so. Um, and being able to have people who understood some of the barriers and the challenges and understood that when I needed to extend my deadlines or I just needed some time to that I couldn't hang out or I couldn't do certain things. I just needed to focus. But that was spring. The summer has been very, very much busy. I was able to do the MCUAAR, the Michigan Center for Urban African American Aging. They have a virtual mentoring program for PhD students. And that was a really great 3 day learning with different faculty members and learning about kind of like the tips and tricks and strategies for navigating academia prep that you need if you want to go into academia. So that was really great. And that was, excuse me, the last few days in May. And then afterwards, I went to the Caribbean Studies Association conference in St. Martin, where I presented on my integrated paper, the discourse session. And it was really rewarding to get to speak to other people, about my research and answer their questions. I currently have some summer research assistantships. So working for the summer, which has been great. Um, Always learning new and helpful and useful things. And then just recently, I went to the American Library Association annual conference in Philly. Um, and I rotated off being an ALA counselor, um, recognizing that that level of that kind of work is not quite what it is that I want to do. At least not right now. And then I had the pleasure of being on the emerging leaders or merged leaders um, panelists, so talking about my experience after the Emerging Leaders program. And then I was the Spectrum Leadership Institute closing lunch speaker. And it was kind of like a full circle moment for me. So I was really honored to be like to do that. And so one of the things that I am doing this summer is dissertation proposal preparation, which means I am diving into the formation of my dissertation committee, as well as looking at what my research questions will be, as well as reading a lot more. I finished one book, proud to say. I am reading another. I have probably a many stacks of other books and articles for me to get through, but I'm excited about that process. So fall 2025 is the actual formation of my dissertation proposal committee and submitting that to the doctoral committee for the College of Info and then to the graduate school. And then is working on my dissertation proposal and revising. Um, and then spring is submission to this committee, dissertation proposal defense, and then if needed, dissertation proposal revisions, which probably will need to be. And so I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you to all of the people who have just been so committed and so helpful and so inspiring and has paid for food and drinks and, cheered me on when I felt like I would not have been in this program any longer, for the people who have um, helped me to see that I have a lot more to contribute and not to be super, super harsh on myself. Um, so yeah, it's been a very exciting journey in many ways. But I will say that I'm glad that I'm rotating off and I'm lessening things that have more time to really focus on the thinking, the reading, the synthesis, the writing, the revision, these things that takes a lot out of someone physically and emotionally and psychologically. But it's exciting work to know that I am looking at mental health and information behavior, looking at mental health literacy, and really looking at like the role that culture and ethnicity plays in mental health and information behavior. So that is it. Please subscribe. Let me know what you want to learn more about and get some rest. Take care of yourself. Work, school, all those things will always be there. You won't. And it doesn't hurt to get that little sweet treat if you need it to get through your day, week, month, or year. So take care.